Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And welcome to really the official start of the garden vlogs. We've been doing several that were kind of like the spring stuff and a lot of our greenhouse, but we have got a lot of stuff finally planted.
Yeah, not all of it, but
No,
we're getting there.
we're getting there. We're having to bounce between the rain, and hopefully we can get this video done all in one clip because there's a ginormous dark cloud.
Quick.
We got 7 days of rain that are coming straight towards us all week. It's just crazy. Hopefully at your place you get a little bit better weather. It's not as nuts as it is around here, but we're gonna get this done anyways.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay, so we've put this cattle panel arch here above our gate. So when you walk in, you walk underneath it. It's really pretty. And we planted, well, actually some lilies came back from last year. It was a bulb, and we just moved the bulb in there. And then we bought some Mexican love vines. They're kind of like the trumpet vine, but a little bit different. Not totally the same. And they're really pretty, and they're gonna grow up and probably tremendously take over this cattle panel, but that's okay. We're okay with it. A lot of y'all have warned us, you know, we aren't really one to worry about invasive stuff. We trim it back, we keep it fine, and I think it'll be really pretty. And we also planted, well, there's another little one there, and then there's 2 more on the other side. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really pretty. And then this is Ray Ray's beans that she planted. Oh, a little ladybug.
Oh, nice.
Hey, ladybug. We do have a small aphid problem, so glad to see little ladybug there. But these are Raylan's beans that she planted, and they've attached, and they're gonna grow up as well. She's pretty ecstatic about that. Here's all of the zinnias that Zach just sprinkled everywhere. They're all coming up. There's some weeds, a lot of weeds in there, but it's kind of all intertwined at the moment, so it's hard to get out. Cilantro went to seed, but that's okay. We got some more growing. This is all of our squash that we haven't been able to plant yet because the tilled garden is just too wet.
Yeah, but we'll get there. And then you got a bunch of tomatoes. We have got plenty of tomatoes. We've got a lot planted, and we've got a lot more that are here. We've got some more pumpkins. Those are pumpkins that we got growing there. There's our okra that I wanted to get in the ground Sunday. But we do support the Planting by the Signs.
Yeah.
And Sunday and today, which is Monday when we're recording, are kill days. Really unfortunate because when you mix kill days in with 7 days of rain, it's difficult to try to find a dry time to plant anything. But we've killed stuff by planting on kill days, so that's what we are trying to avoid. So the squash and the okra will be going in sometime this week, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then look at our green stock. So in the top, we do have one of those Thai blue butterfly peas. I'll never remember that. But in the second tier, we got all the nasturtiums that are growing through, and they are looking beautiful. And they'll just hang over all the way down. They'll be awesome. Then we've got a bunch of radishes that's growing like crazy. We've got some normal, just regular radishes. We got some long brown or long black ones in here. All kinds of cool radishes. If you're new to gardening or you're just trying out, definitely grow radishes.
Yeah.
They have the quickest turnaround time. What is it, 30 days?
It's less than, I think it's 21.
20, yeah, 21, something like that. They grow super fast. They're so easy to grow. You can just direct sow them, and you don't even have to start them. And then you got something to harvest in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So even if you don't think the radishes are your top thing, they're great sliced thinly in salads, roasted.
Yeah.
There's so many options you can do.
I like them raw.
Yeah, they're great raw. So definitely try to grow your radish if you've never done so before. I feel like it's an unpopular plant,
Yeah.
but it's like the most rewarding because it's so quick.
It is.
It is.
One other thing, if you haven't grown, is lime basil.
Mhm.
I have a bunch of pots of it sitting around. I started a bunch of seeds this year. They all did really well germinating, and now I have it everywhere, and it is so good. It's the best basil I've ever had.
It really is. I love it.
I mean, it's basil. It's easy to grow.
Yeah, it's right up there with the chocolate mint that she
Yeah.
has. It's my favorite herbs that she grows for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, then coming over here to the table is where a lot of our tomatoes still are. I mean, look at this, y'all. We're going to be giving them away, selling what we can, but there are so many tomatoes that have got to go. That just, honestly, everything survived. We usually plant in concern that we're going to lose some, but sometimes it just all works out, and every plant makes it through the hardening off stages, the up potting stages, so we have plenty. And also we knew we would have a lot anyways because we didn't get to go to any of the events that we wanted to, that we would sell some of our starts. So if you're local and you need some tomatoes, holler at us. We're gonna have plenty. still, because we've already got 50 in the garden, which we'll show you here in just a second, and only need probably 20 or 30 more. So we'll probably still have 100 left. Let's talk ground cherries real quick. See them pretty little guys? So ground cherries.
They're a really pretty flower.
They do have a really pretty flower.
It's almost like a little baby sunflower or a daisy or a petunia. I don't know. It's petunia.
Yeah.
Maybe a begonia.
It's very pretty. So we've never grown ground cherries before. A lot of you all have. That's the reason we wanted to try them out and see what they would taste like. And I had mentioned in one of our previous videos that I was thinking about trellising it over the cattle panels. I'm aware that they're ground cherries. They grow low and wide. I get that. But they're also very big. So anything that grows low and wide, we try to get creative to find a way to not make them take up too much space. So can ground cherries trellis? Yes, they can. You have
to train them.
Yeah, you have to train them, and it's going to be tight. Same thing as like a tomato, right? A tomato naturally doesn't attach itself going up when you prune it out. But that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you're gardening, the biggest thing is don't have it in your mind that this is the way the plant has to grow, like a ground cherry. It doesn't have to grow low and wide. It can grow tall and over. It's definitely possible. I still think it's going to do it because for a plant that we're not sure we even like,
right,
I'm not going to give it a ginormous spot in our tilled garden to take over too much room.
Yeah.
So if the trellising doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, we just found a new way to grow ground cherries that saves some space. So just everything in gardening, always be thinking of creative new ways to do something. Never think that something won't work. Yeah. So I think just for the fun of it now, I'm really going to try to trellis it over a cattle panel.
Okay, so this is tea garden bed number 1. This is the original tea garden from last year. Everything here reseeded itself except for the dill. The dill we planted, which is growing quickly and well. Excited about that. I'm sure it'll come back next year too. That's kind of the goal with this bed, is to have it low maintenance and have everything reseed itself year after year. So yeah, chamomile everywhere.
Yeah, it's basically just chamomile, lemon balm, and dill now.
Okay, and this is tea garden bed number 2. This is the new tea garden. We've got St. John's wort, which is getting beautiful, and everything that we direct sowed came up except the fennel, I think. So we've got...
Uh-oh.
What?
It's raining.
Oh. We've got parsley, purslane, marjoram, amaranth, and calendula.
We've also had some excess tomatoes, so we're growing them in these big grow bags, and I'm using my last year tobacco sticks that are duct taped up to trellis them up. So we have those here, and just another way of showing how you can grow tomatoes in grow bags. So we're pretty excited about those as well. Similar picture over here with the tomatillos. We've got them growing down here. And they get to be a really big old plant, so we've got the tobacco sticks in here to help them grow and support them. Here's the beautiful bird bath Jen got. It's turning into not being the best thing in the world.
That was a bad idea.
It's obviously attracting birds.
Yeah, so with the bird bath and the sunflower seeds that we feed our goats, we have created a bird colony, like a sanctuary. Those places you go at the zoo when you go in and they land on you and stuff. It's basically what's happening here. There's birds everywhere, and it's really hard to sleep at night because they sit out in the trees on the outside of our house, and our house isn't well insulated. So you hear them all night long. They're singing, they're doing their thing, they're flying around everywhere. You're basically dodging birds out here. So yeah, bird bath is pretty, but it was not my brightest idea.
But it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Moving right along because the rain's starting to get a little steadier. We've got a bunch of peppers here, mixes of cayennes that are down here. We've got some sugar rush. We've got the big yellow monster bell peppers, grande jalapenos, poblanos, banana peppers, a little mix of everything. A lot of people also talk about cross germination, especially, what was that? Oh, there. Noises, the noises around here. A lot of people talk about cross germination, especially with your peppers. Don't mix your hot and your or with your sweets. That only really implies if you're saving the seeds. So if you're going to save these seeds and use them next year, there's all of a sudden we're going to have a sugar rush mixed with a banana pepper, mixed with a jalapeno, mixed with a yellow monster. That's what's going to happen because those bees are bouncing it back and forth. But first generation plants, you're not going to have that issue. So we're not going to have a mixed breed or hybrid pepper plant. Their actual pepper that comes out of this, this year. It would only be if we save those seeds, they would be cross-germinated next year.
All right, tomatoes everywhere. So how many's in here?
There's about 50 in here.
50 tomatoes in this bed, and they're kind of angled like a zigzag, so they have room. And the idea is that they will grow up and we will attach them. As soon as they get a little bit bigger, we'll probably go ahead and tie them up so they attach and then they'll grow up. And yeah, I mean, there's like probably 2 or 3 of each variety that we have, which is gonna be a lot, but it's not enough. So we're actually gonna plant some in some other places and maybe some grow bags and pots and stuff. But yeah, tomatoes.
So some of our most excited ones for are like this one, that's an Abe Lincoln. We really are excited about the Kentucky beefsteaks, the Granny Contrail, which is right there. I'm really pumped for this pineapple tomato right there. It's supposed to be so good. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got a Millionaire, which was a very, sorry, I keep getting hot. The Millionaire right here, that tomato start was huge. It was really, really nice. I'm excited about that Millionaire. What else we got? We got some Dad's Sunset. We got some Orange Jazz that we're really excited for. Yeah, I think that's the main ones. Ooh, the Great Whites. I'm excited for some Great White tomatoes. I love a white, orange, or yellow one more than the red, just because it's got a little bit lower acidity. Did I say that?
Yeah.
That ain't right. Acidity. Lordy day. And then, of course, pink ponderosas and pink ox hearts, which we're really excited about. We love pink ox hearts. Over here is our green bean bed. So if you caught that video, I messed up, and those right there, which are those red and yellow, whatever you call it ones, I made an assumption. I don't know why I made this assumption. I just did, that they were pole beans, like the rattlesnake pole beans, which are right here on this cattle panel. They're bush beans, so they are not going to be going up that cattle panel. However, we're okay. I still planted them far enough out. And so the cattle panel will honestly just be a little bit of support for them, but they'll still grow fine. And then everything else is doing really good, no transplant shock. And then our first problem of the garden.
Yep, so we've got eggplant and bush beans over here. I don't know if you can zoom in, but they are getting eaten alive by these little bitty gnats. And I think maybe some aphids too. I don't know, you see that one right there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get focus in.
Yeah. They're eating up.
Yeah, for some reason I can't get it to focus, but it's this little bug right here.
Gnats are everywhere.
Can't see it.
I think they might have came from the mulch.
Yeah, very, very good chance. So pests are going to be a problem in everybody's garden. If you don't have something trying to eat your garden, you ain't gardening right, right? The whole point is to have those yummy different things that are going to be in there for the bugs to get. So we stay organic. We just go neem oil. Do a lot of just, soapy water if it's the bigger bug that you can just drop in there to kill them out. There's ways to use beer to kill out different bugs. There's all kinds of organic ways. Don't jump to 7 Dust and the different pesticides that are out there. I know it's easy to do, and I know it's like, well, I know this works. I promise you, there's organic ways to fully get them out and let nature take its course too. Get your harvest. Don't get disappointed if bugs start eating some of your plants. It's going to happen here and there, but we can do everything we can to keep them off. And I promise you that neem oil, if you stay on it, will do the job. But you got to stay on it. And when we have all this rain, that makes it a little difficult because it just washes it right off and the bugs come back. But I promise you, stay on it. The bugs will leave you alone a little, enough for you to get a harvest. Don't jump to the pesticides to try to get your nice crop out. And then here is the garlic. So a lot of people are like, when do I know when to harvest my garlic? Well, here's your indicator. This one's actually a little far. They start dying back. So when you start getting the yellowing of the leaves that are going on here, once it gets up here, that's when it's time to harvest your garlic. So the only reason we haven't peeled them up is we're trying to pull them up all at the same time. So we'll probably give them another week and then we'll pull all of this garlic up, and we are so excited. Everybody thinks it's corn when they come over here. But no, that's our ginormous elephant garlic from Haas Tools. So we're super pumped. What we'll do is once this is up, we'll plant tomatoes in here, and then we'll also on the cattle panels, we'll probably throw some Kajari melons, some other small melons, just so we can have more of them. So we still have quite a bit to plant, like we mentioned earlier. We still got to get our cucumbers in. We've got to get our squash, zucchini, pumpkins, okra, more tomatoes. There's still so much to do, but the garden is already really starting to pop. with green, and that makes us super excited. It's just, it's one of those weird years where we had to plant late because we had a late freeze, and usually in that time is when it's a dry time before the rains come. Well, the rains are here now, so now we have to deal with that. But I promise you, we're not late. We're all still gonna get a great harvest. We got Memorial Day weekend coming up. Hopefully it's pretty and nice and we can all get out of our gardens and do a lot of planting. But we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I almost forgot about these beauties. So there's zinnias and marigolds. There's Jen's lime basil she was talking about. And then in here, she got some dahlias to germinate. She always talks about how she can't ever get a dahlia to germinate, and look at them. Got them all kinds popping up. We just had a massive downpour. And I'm not exactly sure when I'm gonna put this in the video because we actually already filmed it. But it was nuts. It was like straight hurricane blew through here. Everything seems okay. But I forgot to show you all the potatoes. So let's check them out real quick. Check them bad boys out. The one thing you're gonna see is the German Butterball is doing really, really well. The Yukon Gold, we're not getting as many sprouts in, but we still have quite a few. The Addernack Blue, or however you say it, is doing pretty decent. And then this Artisan Crescent, I guess is the way you pronounce it, is by far leading the way. Maybe we wanted to talk about potatoes a little bit. I did post it on our Stop Trap group, and a lot of people had a lot of good questions. So if you're doing the roost out method, which is what we're doing, you have to keep adding straw throughout the process because you don't want your potatoes to get caught into the sunlight. That's a no-go. So how you do it if you're doing this method is about every 4 to 6 inches of growth of your plant, you'll add more straw into it, and then you're just gonna leave the tops of the potato plant showing. And you're gonna do that probably 3 to 4 times through the process of raising the potatoes until it's time to harvest. So just make sure that, you know, you kind of just do it at a glance of an eye every few weeks. Make sure once you've had a good amount of growth, you'll add more straw into it and just leave the tops. But that's all you gotta do. The biggest thing is just making sure that straw keeps the potatoes hidden from the sunlight because that straw will start composting down and get shorter and shorter. So that's why you wanna add it in this style method. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled program. I just had to add that in somewhere and we'll see. Here comes the rain again. Gosh darn, gotta get inside. I felt like we rushed through that just a tad, and we're sorry. It's kind of like with everything, the rain, right? I mean, we're stuck dealing with what we got here, but we wanted to show you all the garden so bad. And today seemed like the best day of the whole week that we was gonna be able to do a garden walk.
So yeah, we hope you enjoyed it, and pretty soon we'll have everything planted and then we can see everything in the garden. There's a whole lot more pretty stuff we want to show you too.
Yeah.
Some decorations and some furniture and stuff we've gotten, just trying to make this space more inviting and beautiful and kind of like a oasis, not just a garden. But we're gonna have to wait till the rain is gone because it's picking up now. We gotta get the camera inside.
Yeah, not this brand new camera. We're not letting it go down with the rain. But we hope you all enjoyed today. We'll promise there'll be more in detail and longer as the weeks come on. But now I expect a lot of inside videos for the rest of the week. We'll get Jen cooking.
Yeah, do something in the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right, we love y'all.
All right, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We gotta add that in there.
We love y'all.
Until the next one. Bye.